and we're rolling.
So obviously there is no sure thing when it comes to betting, my man. But betting against the Blue Jays right now feels almost like a sure thing.
Uh, what a toxic way of putting that, but yeah. Have you ever bet against the Blue Jays in your career?
I haven't. I can't bring myself to do it. I've tried really hard to stop betting on them too, though,
Yeah,
because it
that's
just
probably for the best.
results in double misery, right? Especially this last 10 game run they've been on, dude. Like it hurts so much more to also watch them lose ground in the standings and then also watch my little counter at the top of all these betting sites slowly go down because of them too, right? So I don't
Yankees
know.
also struggling. I think we've actually made up ground on the Yankees since the All Star break.
Which is insane.
More frustrating or less frustrating that the Yankees are also struggling?
I mean,
Like,
the
is it a
same.
silver
It's not
lining at
really.
all, or is it?
I'm not. I'm not saying it's a silver lining. I mean, I. Who gives a fuck? We're not going to be able to catch the Yankees
I know,
anyways.
but
Like,
that's why for me that's why it's extra worse. Is
yeah,
it's just like all we had to do was play like 500 ball, and we'd be like within 5 games of them.
it would be so sweet, dude, if Ross Stripling. I know that the game is on right now. If he could
Yeah.
pull off a huge pitching performance and right this ship, because listen to this. Like for the best team in the American League East, a team that's very unlikely to get knocked off the division. It is mind blowing the runs or lack thereof the New York Yankees are putting up. So listen to this. Since
Okay.
August 9th, the Jays have scored 15 runs in 6 games. They're averaging 2.5 runs per game. That's awful. But the Yankees have scored 9 runs in 7 games, average of 1.29 runs per game. Buddy, this is going to be a series of 0 runs. Low scoring series.
Uh, this is this has two like look. I know the Jays are struggling right now. I've been seeing in the comments people really hopping off this bandwagon as quick as they can. Uh, this is still a good Blue Jays team.
It is still a good Blue Jays team. And I think that's what's even more frustrating. I know that there was a tweet from Views on the Six.
Okay.
This is the 2022 Blue Jays. First 23 games, 15-8, winning percentage of 652. The next 19 games, 7-12, a 368 winning percentage. Next 18 games, 14-4, a 778 winning percentage. Next 27 games, 9-18, a 333. The next 18 games, 14-4, a 778, and the last 10 games, they are 2-8. Buddy, they are the most consistently inconsistent team in baseball right now.
This series against the Yankees that starts tomorrow has two teams looking to get right against each other.
Yes,
This has all the makings of a 2-2 split.
doesn't it?
It's
Doesn't
just
it?
neither
Four game series. It's a
neither
big
team
deal.
is going to come out of this feeling good. I feel like this is or it's probably going to be the Yankees actually. Now that I say that, we're probably going to be I think if we lose today, we are out of the playoffs.
Yes, if yeah,
Half game
against
up on
Baltimore.
Baltimore right now.
Baltimore leapfrogs us
Seattle's
right
in
now.
the first wild card. Tampa's in the second wild card.
Yeah.
We are hanging on for dear life to that third wild card, and Baltimore half a game behind us. Yikes.
Well, we need one of those 8-2 swings to come again, and so that's the dream here. Is if Ross Stripling could right this ship and then go into is this Yankee series? I didn't even look. Is it in New York
It's in
or
New
are they coming
York.
to?
Yeah,
It is
road
in New
trip.
York.
4 in New
Okay,
York and then
road
4
trip.
in Boston.
Right. Okay. Yeah, big next 8 games. Hello and welcome everybody. By the way, to Scott and Adams Suck at Betting.
Yeah.
We're of course in partnership with Betstamp. They are an aggregator of betting sites. So basically, you can go and look at the line scores and pick out which betting site is going to give you the best odds, and that way you make the most money when you place your bet.
Or lose the least amount of money, in my case.
Or lose the least amount of money. Also, not only does Betstamp allow you to do that, they allow you to kind of link all of these sites. So you can have multiple betting sites, which allows you, again, to get the best odds.
It's super simplified. It's great.
It's super simplified.
You can sort by all the books that you are registered with. So whether you've got 3 books or booking sites or 10 booking sites, whatever's available in your province or your country. And then that's where you sort. So let's say you want to bet on the Jays and Orioles versus today, and you find the 10 booking sites that you've got. They display where your best odds are for each team to win. So maybe you regularly bet at Bet99 or at Pinnacle or something like that, but you'll see that today Cool Bet is actually given the best odds, the best payout. So if you're going to wager your 10 jelly beans, might as well do it there and get 1 extra jelly bean when you win.
I actually won a couple bets this week too. For the name of the show, I actually broke even for the first time since we started doing this.
Well,
and the way I
hold on. Stop. Let me stop you there, because before we went live, you told me, you said, I basically broke even this week. And then the next sentence out of your mouth was,
I lost
$7.
Lost $7. I'm like, that's about as close to even as I get, losing $7. And it was funny too, because I bet live betting is my favorite. I don't know why it's so thrilling to me. It just makes everything matter so much more. I'm just invested all of a sudden in all these games that don't mean anything to me.
Of course.
So the Rays and the Yankees were playing, and of course they had a over 4. Will the Rays score over 4? And they had it at like ×4. You know, like I made 4 times my money by putting $5 on that, and then I made my 20, and I was like, yeah, happening. And then I also liked, I always bet on the. It hasn't been working for me, by the way. This is the first time it worked, so don't follow this strategy, everybody. But I like to bet when a team is down 3-0 or 2-0 in like the 5th, because the odds are just fantastic, right? So they gave me 7 times the odds.
Ooh.
When I bet on Philadelphia. I put $2 on Philadelphia when they were down 3-0 to the Marlins. They wound up winning that game 4-3. So I made like $14.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
I love live betting. I need to stop live betting so much though, because I find as soon as I place my live bet, I'm already mad at myself, because the line is just changing so much. Like I'll bet on a team that's up 4-0 in the first. The odds are whatever. I'll place my bet. But then they'll like 2 batters later, they'll like load the bases, and now the odds are way better because there's the paranoia that they are gonna blow this lead. So like within 2 batters, I'm already like I'm like, oh, if I had just waited and placed my bet now instead of 5 minutes ago, my odds would have been 3 times.
But this is how they
high.
nickel and dime you.
This
is how they nickel and dime you, Adam, because I can't help myself. When that happens to me, I'm like, let's throw another $2 on it. Let's get
add it up. Re-rack it. Let's go again.
Yesterday, man, I couldn't help but bet on the Jays when they were down. And of course that didn't work out.
You just looked at this Blue Jays bullpen and you were like, they are going to lock these Orioles down. Was that your...
Man.
These Blue Jays white hot bats are gonna come back in this game.
Losing with Alek Manoah on the mound hurts a little bit more. You know, it's just that extra kind of kick to the gut as a Jays fan.
Yeah,
hopefully Ross Stripling pulls it out. But let's get into some line shopping and.
Well, I've got a listener comment for us, Scott.
Lovely.
So Little Greg, I don't know if he's little or he's
this is like a Robin Hood Little John thing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's got the haircut and everything. It might tie into what his comment is about. But Little Greg says Little League World Series starts this week. It actually starts today. I think the first game's underway. He wanted some advice on where he could find some betting site to bet on the Little League World Series. I dug high and low. This is outside of the Betstamp stuff. I just did like an internet deep dive. I couldn't find any legal website in Canada that offered gambling on 14-year-olds.
Why won't you let us bet on children?
It's kind of self-explanatory, but also, you ever been to like a junior hockey game?
Sure.
Okay.
Several of them.
There's not as much fighting nowadays as there used to be. But I remember taking my daughter to a Kamloops Blazers game like 5-6 years ago. And her favorite part is like obviously the big hits and the fights. And when a fight breaks out, it's great. So we're always cheering, no matter like whether it's the Blazers or the away team. Whoever takes the lead early, we're just cheering for a blowout. So that the kids can get like scrappy and testosterone, and they get chippy at the end of the games, right? But it's weird when you're like in the crowd and like two teenagers are just fighting on the ice, and you just like look next to you and there's like an old grandma who's got her like Blazers gear on, and she's like, kick his ass, and it's like we're cheering for kids to hurt each other.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
That's my grandson.
Yeah, exactly, right? So Little League World Series, gamble on it, I guess, if you could find a place to do it. I found a few like American websites, but anytime I tried to log in, it was like, you're logging in from an ineligible region, you degenerate. Do you follow the Little League World Series at all?
Nah, not really.
You'll just catch the highlights here and now, right?
I'll catch the highlights, or I'll watch the finals. I've watched the finals a few times. Like it's cool stuff. Randall Grishik was a star in the Little League World Series.
When I was doing my deep dive, I was reading on Reddit a lot of like gambling advice, and it was just hilarious to read these comments, man, because like every third comment is, "Man, we need football to come back," and the rest of them were like really serious of like how to get like and strategies and whatever.
Yeah.
But some good descriptions of like the quality of baseball at the Little League World Series, because these aren't all-star teams. Like these aren't regional AAA best talent in the region submissions. These are like the local team. They won their playoffs. They won their regionals. And it's like, so a lot of these kids are just like hobby baseball players. I mean, still very good, obviously, but they don't have like aspirations of playing at college or anything like that. So like there are a lot of errors, and like, like baseball, any infield grounder is like, that's an automatic out. But in the Little League World Series, it's like anything.
It's a real roll
happen,
of the dice.
Man. Anything can happen. So, I mean, keep that in mind if you do want to bet on the Little League World Series. The best description I heard of it, though, was that it is like Major League Baseball players playing baseball if they've all had 6 beers. So I think just maybe it's extra funny because we're describing 14-year-olds as being drunk baseball players, but I did get a kick out of that. If you are following the Little League World Series, whether you're gambling or not, Team Canada plays tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can find that on ESPN. They are playing Australia, and the winner of that advances to play Japan on Friday. So,
a couple Commonwealth teams going at it there.
There you go, for the Queen's honor.
For the Queen's honor.
All right. I do have a few bet line shopping examples that I did want to highlight, unless you had anything else to add about the Little League World Series, Scott.
No, I'm all for it. Get to our boy Vladdy. This is what I'm waiting to hear about.
All right. So one of my favorite things to bet on is props, right? The more ridiculous the prop, the better, right? How long will the national anthem go, right? Heads or tails at the Super Bowl, coin toss. For baseball here, we've got home runs, and this is actually Matt Chapman was the big discrepancy that I found today. So Matt Chapman, if you think he's going to hit a home run today, if you're betting with B-Win regularly, you get a 3.2 payout for that. So if you bet $10, you get 32.
You make 32.
22 in profit, right? But if you bet with Bet99, you can see here they have a 4 for an odds. So you're making $30. That's 8 extra bucks. Like, if you got a good feeling about Matt Chapman hitting a home run today, you'd be crazy to not bet with Bet99. So Betstamp
I
helps
wonder
you
how
find
many
that.
like, because you and I bet exactly the same way, buddy. Because we both know we're not very good at it. So like when we're talking about our bets, they're always like $1 to $20. Like $20 is what I'm like. I'm going all in, right?
I'm in on it. Yeah, pushing my chips into the
But
table here.
it's so funny when I talk to some of my buddies who are like actually really into gambling, and I mention stuff like, and then you put $10 down, you could win like $40, and they're like, yeah,
That's
who
it.
bets $10, Scott?
That's a Tuesday for me when I'm
Yeah, that's
waiting
what.
until payday tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. The other one that I had was Aaron Judge. Had some good number discrepancies here. So if we look at Aaron Judge, likelihood to hit a home run tonight, again, B win. 2.8 is the payout there. So bet $10, win 18. But if you go to bet 99 this time, it's a 3.25. So if you
Hey,
bet
that's
$10,
decent.
you're winning 22 and a half. It's an extra like
Isn't that
$5.
isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that Matt Chapman at 23 home runs has a 3.2 or a 4? So like,
Only like 25% less likely to hit a home run than Aaron Judge, who has twice as many home runs.
yeah, it's wild.
I mean, maybe we
Don't
just
bet on
start betting.
Judge.
Let's
Yeah.
just bet on Aaron Judge to hit a home run every single game.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Nothing could possibly go wrong. If
Nothing.
betting has proven anything to me, it's that you always come up for the win.
House always loses, right? That's the saying. House is doing this as a nonprofit. This is a charity. No, don't
By
bet
the
is my
way,
disclaimer.
we probably should have mentioned this earlier, but that's fine.
Okay.
Betstamp has very generously partnered with us and is sponsoring us, and that's one of the reasons why we do this betting show now. And it's very, very helpful if when you join Betstamp to use the login code WALKOFF.
Yes.
That's really just for us. That really is just
yeah,
helping
yeah.
us.
All you have to do is walk off when you sign up the first time. Every other time, it's taken care of. Betstamp doesn't care how much money you blow in gambling. They're just happy you signed up, and so are we. So we don't get a cut of your winnings or your losings or anything like that. It's just, yeah. That's all I got, man. Are you?
Yeah,
are you,
me too.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling too good. I might go lay down some money on the Blue Jays to make the playoffs because I feel like the odds have to be low right now.
I mean,
Like as low as they're going to be. This has to be the low point of the season. It's August 17th, and we have the same amount of wins as the Baltimore Orioles.
Who would have frickin' bet on that? A genius.
A genius. All right, man. Good talk.
I wonder what the odds would have been to bet on the Orioles making the playoffs April 8th at the beginning of the season.
Good
I
question.
bet you it was ridiculous.
Maybe we'll look into that. I'll see if I could find some like historical line for April 8th and pull that up for next week. That's a good one.
Sounds good. To everyone who stuck with us right till the end, thank you so much. This is Adam and Scott Suck at Betting. We really appreciate you watching. Again, if you are going to sign up for Betstamp, use WALKOFF as your code. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next Wednesday for another episode. And for those of you who just follow us all the time, we'll see you Friday.